All right, hey VC, I'm Jamie. Welcome back. We're back with another video and back with something a little different for me. I'm going to pick my what I think is the best album of 2023. Now, if you're familiar with my channel, you know for me it's a lot of reissues. I don't tend to buy a lot of new music, and even then, new music does tend to be in the sort of the classic rock or prog rock style, that sort of thing. But for me, it's a lot of reissues, box sets, that sort of thing. But I thought I'd pick this one because I really enjoy this album. Was absolutely blown away by it, and I think it deserves a recognition. My pick for 2023, in terms of just my personal opinion, Trevor Rabin, back with his album Rio, and this is the first vocal studio album from Trevor Rabin in well over, I think, 30 years. This is the first vocal-led solo album in over 30 years from multi-instrumentalist, film composer, and producer Trevor Rabin. Now, those not familiar with Trevor Rabin, from South Africa, he was a member of Yes, owner of A Lonely Heart during those years, and does a lot of soundtrack stuff. And in fact, so much so, he's so popular with soundtracks that he actually had to say no to some soundtracks so that he could actually get this album made. So it's sort of a solo album, vocals. Most of his albums in terms of soundtracks are instrumental. But I think this is an absolutely terrific album. I was absolutely blown away by it. The first single, Big Mistakes, and it really does. This really should have been a Yes album. It is a nice Trevor Rabin solo album, certainly worth picking up, but I think this would have made just a dynamite Yes album, especially the lead-off single, Big Mistakes. It really has a lot of that big Yes, kind of 80s sound, but great, again, typically with Trevor Rabin, he does everything except play the drums on this album, so he does most of the instrumentation in terms of all the guitar work, all the bass stuff, and his bass work sounds so much like Chris Squire, and even vocally he sounds like classic John Anderson on many of the tracks on this album, particularly Big Mistakes, and it's just got a great hook to it, and it's just out of the gate a great opener for an album, and just a terrific song, Big Mistakes, with hook, the whole thing. I just absolutely love it. The second song, Push, right off the bat, you're just blown away by some of the percussion work on that particular track, and again, vocally, off the gate, if you didn't know, it sounds like John Anderson. Just again, wonderful. Oklahoma, the song that wraps up the first side, is a bit more of a kind of a soundtrack style for Trevor Rabin, a bit more of a ballad, but a great track. And surprisingly, on this album, there are a lot of different influences, particularly country through the album, which you wouldn't necessarily expect from Trevor Rabin, but the song Paradise has got some country influences there. But then also he throws in some great vocal work, some great harmony work that's reminiscent of Leave It from Yes. There are some instrumental tracks on here. There's some interesting vocal stuff going on, almost kind of doo-wop vocal stuff, but I just think it's a terrific album. So the vinyl version is a 2-record set, but it's 3 sides, and so the final side is an etching, and I know some people are not too big on that. I don't mind it. So there's the album Rio, and I do believe that's actually his artwork on this as well. And the vinyl, just a lovely presentation. So there's that, and we have a nice little inserts as well. But I think in terms of not having a vocal solo album in over 30 years, and then finally doing it, and then I think it's just absolutely terrific. And nice polyline sleeves. And then we've got the artwork sort of continuing on the labels there. And then we've got... There we go with that, and then I'll show you the etching. So there's the, and then the etching is kind of, if I've got it going the right way here, let me see, okay. And then the etching is basically kind of like, hopefully you'll be able to see that. You can see sort of Trevor Rabin Rio there. And that's kind of the artwork etching there. As I say, some people don't like the idea of 3 sides and then the etching side. They would have preferred more tracks and that sort of thing. I don't really have a major problem with it. But as I say, I think it's an absolutely terrific album. My vote for Best Album of the Year for 2023. So much so I like the album that I did notice they had a CD/Blu-ray available. So this is a 2-disc set for Rio, and it's done like kind of little art book sort of thing, and they have extra tracks. You could argue maybe they should have put those extra tracks on the fourth side, but this is the sort of extended version, if you will. I think you can get the regular CD that has the tracks, and then this has the bonus tracks, and then it's all on Blu-ray. And the bonus tracks are pretty nice, including a very interesting rendition of Georgia, or Georgia on My Mind, but it sounds great. And it's a nice little booklet here with the Blu-ray. And for the booklet, it's very nice. And of course, you know, like always got to keep a hype sticker, that sort of thing. Again, it says pretty much the same information. It includes 3 bonus tracks, extensive liner notes, and Blu-ray featuring 5.1 surround sound and a high-res stereo remixes. Remixes. And so obviously it includes all the lyrics and blah, blah, blah. But it does give little write-ups on the tracks as well. You know, some of the same photos and artwork. So you got a track by track listing there, and then you've got an all like complete sort of instrumentation, or sort of the breakdown for each tracks like that. And then you've got an overall essay on Trevor Rabin, and this was written by, if I can catch the name right at the end here, Roy Avon, Avin. From May 2023. And just a nice overall analysis and essay. But yeah, I thought the extended little art book here, whatever you want to call it, not too much behind there like that. So that's the Blu-ray there. If I'm holding that up the right way. There's that. And then I'll show you the disc as well. And again, not too much behind there, but there's the disc as well. So there you go. My vote for 2023 album of the year, Trevor Rabin and the album Rio. I thought he just did just a bang-up job, and it hasn't left my turntable. I play it quite often and just really enjoy it. Again, I'd love to see your comments on. You can post a comment what you think's the best album of the year. This would be my runner-up. As I just picked this album up. This is the Trans Canada Highwaymen Explosive Hits Volume 1. So this is kind of like a Canadian supergroup that's been put together with Stephen Page of the Bare Naked Ladies. We got Mo Berg from Pursuit of Happiness, Craig Northey from Sloan, and we've got Chris Murphy from The Odds. So they've come together. They have one original track to kick things off, a theme from Trans Canada Highwaymen, sung by Stephen Page, but then the rest is all Canadian covers like Pagliaro, Guess Who, April Wine, Lighthouse. You've got the Poppy Family, Andy Kim. Again, this is like, 69 through to 75. Love the cover with the whole K-Tel, salute to K-Tel on the cover. Absolutely terrific. You've also got covering Joni Mitchell, Chester, Paul Anka, Stan Peters, Edward Bear, the DeFranco family, who are Canadian, and also BIM. So I just think it's just a lot of fun. What a great idea. And I do believe they are touring, and they have a kind of a, even here, it looks like another sort of K-Tel type album. But this is THC Live, so obviously the Trans Canada Highwaymen Live, with a set list of some of the songs that they're doing from their groups, like you've got I'm an Adult Now, Brian Wilson from Bare Naked Ladies, and that sort of thing. I don't know if you'll be able to see that there, but worth picking this up on vinyl just to have the whole look of the cover. Just a straightforward paper sleeve, and they're pretty faithful covers overall. I do like their version of Heartbeat, It's a Love Beat, and that's sung by Craig. I think they do a nice job with that one. It's not colored vinyl or anything like that, but a great job with the labeling as well. I just think it's a fun record, probably the most fun record released this year, and just a great idea, and especially with the cover. When I saw the cover, that was like, I'm in. A great job. All top 10 hits, with the sticker, hype sticker, and just the classic K-Tel look. Like, what a fun, great idea. Even the way it's all written out in the back here, like, just absolutely fun. Okay, so those are my picks, or my pick for album of the year with an honorable mention. I'd love to hear your opinions, and of course you can post them in the comments. Again, I will be back with my pick for the box set of the year. I've thought maybe I'd do that. I've never done that as well, so I'll pick. I'm not going to do a top 10 list, just maybe a few mentions, or my pick for the best box set of the year for 2023. So thanks for stopping by. We'll chat again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.